Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
ProfessionalTurf.com. Now here, live from the border of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Sports Talk.
Broadcast studio.
I just stepped on that.
Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
Tell them what you just said
Who's
about...
coughing? Who's coughing?
I didn't hear anybody coughing. Did you hear anybody coughing?
Tell them
Every
about,
time I've seen...
Tell them about what your observation on Miguel Sano.
I have only seen him strike out
That's
it?
this year.
Whenever he turned on the TV,
There we
the
was.
only thing he saw was a strikeout.
Right.
Huh?
All last night, all I saw was a strikeout. All the night before, all I saw was a strikeout.
Yeah, well, he's got to be up to 50%, doesn't he? I don't know what the ratio is. I'd have to look at the stats, but
And I don't want to hear that, oh, don't worry about it. He'll hit you a home run on June 12th. The hell with him. Hit me one last night.
yeah, Mackey just showed me a stat. The most strikeouts per at bat
Plate appearance, I thought.
in plate appearance, Major League history. He's fifth. You have to have a certain number. It's not like you can only bat 8 times or something. He's fifth, and the 4 ahead of him are pitchers, including former Twin great Jerry Koosman.
Wow.
Who was
Still alive.
Jerry Koosman, still alive, and probably the only Koosman from the Appleton, that area down there, who couldn't hit. You know, right? He was. He didn't spend a lot of time.
Well, what's the plan here?
frontal lobotomy?
Well, okay, short of that.
A double surgery.
All right.
Gastric bypass and frontal lobotomy, a 2-for-1 deal.
Well, who can play there? He can't play there.
What?
Sano can't play third.
Well, he's probably one of the finest 290-pound third basemen in the history of the game.
That's saying a lot.
he's the first. Now, I'm much more worried about him as a hitter than I am as a
Well, I am
third
too.
baseman.
I'm saying, who's going to be your third baseman? You can't use him.
Eddie
You can't hit.
Escobar last year, but then your shortstops got suspended for 80 games. So
There is no evidence that this will improve.
no, because he won't stop swinging, trying to hit 450-foot home runs to left field. Mm-hmm. Early in the season, was it his second home run that he hit to right center?
Yeah, in Baltimore.
And
I think it was his first.
Everybody was impressed. He went the other way. He was late. He was late.
Mm-hmm.
It was a mistake.
It wasn't
I thought he went
because
the
he
other
was
way.
trying. He was late, and the bat, he got it back here in his swing, and it went out that way. Had nothing to do
With his approach.
His approach never changes. He just will. Here's the problem. You throw him the ball away, he won't go and hit it, and you throw him the ball above his between his belly button and his boobs, right up here. Mm-hmm. And those are some boobs, by the way. He can't hit the high fastball.
Here's the problem.
If it's anything over 92, he can't hit the high fastball.
Here's the problem that I have with Miguel. And, last night, Joe works a great walk to force in a run to make the game 3-1 at that time. Mm-hmm. Here comes Miguel, 1 out. He's got one job.
Saw a strikeout.
Put the ball in play. If any of us had been in Vegas, we could have put our life savings down that Miguel was going to strike out, and we all would have won. Mm-hmm. The problem is he's taking those vicious hacks with one thing in his mind, and to me, that is so selfish. Because that's all he's concerned with is hitting a home run in that situation and not producing for his team.
Well, what he has to realize is when he signed with Kid Rock or J Rock
Nation.
or Rock Nation or Jay-Z or whoever the hell, it was with the idea that they were getting themselves another $200 million player, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is right now there's no market for him. Right now, there's no market for him. You're just stuck with him. You couldn't trade him for anything.
You're not paying him much, are you, at this point?
Not yet, but what I'm saying is people say, nobody wants a 295-pound third baseman who strikes out half the time.
If you have no value in the field, you will not make any money.
Well, yeah, that's not it. He has no value at the plate right now. Once in a while, he'll hit a home run. That's it.
But even those guys, Pat, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Even those guys that can produce, that can't play anywhere. Look at, I know it's a product of age, but there's a lot of bats that are still unsigned because they can't play anywhere.
Well, 2 years ago in spring training, I wrote this, and boy, did I get a lot of hell about him being out of shape and having no discipline. And people went crazy saying, stop picking on Miguel. Because 2015 he came up and he was the MVP of the team, and in a half a season, but he's just doesn't. It doesn't register with him. He's not a bad guy, I don't think. I just don't. He doesn't register the fact that there's another way to do things. There's you don't have to hit 900-foot home runs.
And, which is why I'm wondering, what are they going to do? They're not going to take this much longer.
No, I would. If this stands up for another week, I'd send his rear end to Rochester. I'd say, see you back here in a month, big boy, when you're hitting like a sane human being.
But he's got the chance to pout, don't he? If he sent him.
Yeah, but so what? Let him pout. Let him pout. What's his option?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll go back to the Dominican, and then he'll have to walk back and come crawling back to you. I'd send him out. I wouldn't put up with it. It's, but you know what? Back when they called him up in 2015, the rumor is the manager, as much as they needed him, said, don't do it yet. I didn't get that from Molitor. I got it secondhand. Don't call him up until he's doing things the way you want him to do.
Interesting.
Yeah. Don't call him up until until he's in better shape and he's doing things the way you want him to do it, because you're got the potential to create a monster, and they created a monster.
And the difference
Just
between
the wrong kind.
That team and this team is this team's got the chance to be good.
They're good. They're good, but you can't bat him third anymore. You got to bat him seventh or something. And I don't know who's chucking now here. Who they bring out now?
Reed
Addison
came in and
Reed.
put out the fire that Zach Duke started in the seventh inning and got him out of it.
You're down on Zach, huh?
I'm done. I'm done with the Zach Duke era.
What do you want? That's what he is. He throws 80% breaking balls, and if they don't chase him, you're in trouble.
I don't want him against this lineup, that's for sure.
I don't know why he didn't pitch Taylor Rogers today, but maybe there's a reason. You never know. I didn't know why they didn't pitch Reed last night, and then found out he had strep throat. So
they might lose a game or two at home against the White Sox. I mean, lose it to the weather.
Oh, the weather. They won't play Saturday or Sunday.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. I don't know if the snow starts Friday, right?
Right.
Yeah, they might lose 3.
Well,
who is dumb enough to make up a schedule that says, let's let the Twins be home for 10 days before April 15th?
Somebody that doesn't listen to Patrick, James, Stephen, Royce, and his plan.
Some people go by there, and there's great big bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was. What the hell was that? Where's the thing? Oh, yeah. Just a minute.
You need your cheaters. Put them on. Put on your cheaters. You can't see.
Pat, I got a great email I got to read you.
All right. I got an email from a guy who didn't like my reference to Nate Robinson as being short, apparently.
Well, this is from Fred in Coon Rapids. Hello, I need some help. My parents are going to be celebrating their 60th anniversary on April 19th. My mother felt that since it is the diamond anniversary, what better way to celebrate than at the ballpark, which is a very large diamond. My mother is a big fan of Bert, and I would like some help for her to possibly meet him and or get circled by Bert. If you could please help, Pat, this would be a great anniversary gift for them.
Me?
I put your name in.
April 19th?
Uh-huh.
April 19th, they're not home.
Well, plus, we don't have the Twins anymore.
No.
Are you hereby circled?
We don't have them we don't have the Twins, and they're in Puerto Rico that night.
I think it's neat.
Well, then it would be a.
Isn't it April 19th?
I believe so. I
Quite a
believe they're in-
surprise. I think they better check the schedule.
They should ask Mackie and Judd producer Dave Harrigan. He's
Yes.
been circled. He knows the
He has
procedure.
been circled.
Was he in Milwaukee,
He's a
Kenny? Where
circle
was he?
expert.
Detroit.
19th's a Tuesday.
They
Are
just
they 3
had
games in Puerto Rico?
2.
2 games. Off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday.
Okay,
So this
Tuesday
guy-
in Puerto Rico is the 17th.
Yeah, so they don't play the 19th.
Yeah. Well,
Didn't he
Fred,
say the 19th?
that's what he said.
Well, maybe he meant they're going to come to a game.
That's their anniversary.
They're going
is
to come
the
to
19th.
a game the 15th.
See, we
yeah.
thought you'd all blow a complete gasket about
Are
this.
you hereby circled?
We thought you'd go out of your mind.
You know,
Hasn't he suffered enough?
No,
How long's he been married?
I get requests like
100
that.
years?
I get requests like that, and I give them a heartfelt "can't help you." Boom, and you're blocked. No, I'm not. No,
Is
not
that
an
the email equivalent of the Royce snub?
Can't help you.
Can't help you.
But see, I
can't
got
help
the
you.
impression he thought we could help him because he still thinks we broadcast the Twins.
Well, I think he just thinks Bert and I are probably tight. Mm-hmm. He doesn't know that Bert's the only major league player to ever hit me with a baseball. So
But you
far,
deserved it.
I probably did.
With these kind of crowds.
My favorite Bert story, I got to tell it again. He's on his streak of giving up home runs. The 80s, he gets. They traded for him in '85, and then in '86 he gave up a record 50 home runs.
Wow.
And including 20, he had 19 or 20 games in a row. And he's pitching at the Metrodome on an afternoon game, and gets to the 7th or 8th inning. He hasn't given one up. And then there's one, and it's up there, and it's hanging up, and you don't know if it's going out or not, and it climbs down the back of the plexiglass. And I wrote this column about the drama of the occasion and how we were all holding our breath, seeing if Bert could keep the streak alive. It was really well done, in my opinion.
If you do say so,
Yeah,
yourself.
I do say so, because I was good back then. Now I suck. But it crawled down the bed. The drama was just, I build it up. And so the next day I see him in the dugout. He says, I tried to get along with you this time, but you're just a bleeping bleep, I said, I knew that was going to happen, but I couldn't resist. I said, I know this is going to end it for Bert and I getting along the second time, but
My God, that was
resist.
33 years ago.
No, this was 80. This was 80. Yeah,
Yeah,
86.
it was 33
32 years ago.
Oh, I get along with him fine now. Sort of. I think,
Who has more disdain for you? Would it be Bert Blyleven or Papa Up?
Papa Up and I became tight when he was the Red Sox hitting
okay,
coach.
good. Always forgiven.
That was just a brief moment of temperament for Papa Up when he first saw me that spring.
To back up your claim where you just patted yourself on the back when you were good back then, I would also pat you on the back for Papa Jack, and you nicknamed him Papa Up.
And the trouble was, it was in the Sporting News in the winter that I said that.
I got a Bert story.
Which meant everybody in baseball got to read Papa Up.
I got a bird story. I've told you this
Yes.
before. Fenway Park, before the game, I'm catching him.
Yes.
I don't remember whose glove I used.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have been, not Butch, maybe. Who was backing up Butch? Roof?
Yes.
So he's popping it.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're catching him?
I played catch with him, but then I crouched down
By
and
the
was the
net.
catcher, and he was popping it pretty good.
Well, so they're flying in there at upwards of 80, 90? Oh, my God, that would rip my head.
He played.
Well,
this guy
you
played.
need to hear the
Out
story.
in front of the dugout.
Out in front of the dugout. He never threw full speed.
All right.
But it popped. I mean, pop,
Yeah.
pop, pop. I get up there to eat lunch, and I think, wash my hands, and I went, oh, my God, I lost my wedding ring. Mm-hmm. But I instinctively knew where to look for it.
And
I
Phil
went
Rooks
back and
catching
dug it out of the catcher's glove.
During the game?
No, I got down there before the anthem started, so I got to get my ring because the popping just worked it off my finger.
Here I'm picturing, third inning.
Back
Joe's
in the day, you could wander in the clubhouse 10 minutes before the game started. They didn't care.
I would like to hear you use that excuse with the CP. Where's your wedding ring?
I lost
honey?
it playing catch.
With Bert, future Hall of
Yeah,
Famer
right.
Bert Boylan.
I don't think it was Butch's glove, though. It had to be whoever was backing up Weiniger.
What year?
Oh, it had to be 70. Was he still with us in 78?
Well, his first year was 6. So, he was there.
It was
until
77, 78.
He was
somewhere
there until the Purge in 82.
Yeah.
You're right, though, Pat. Things have changed. You can't get anywhere near that field now.
I used to sit in the dugout and read the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Although my pass might be good for pregame field stuff, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
can go down there.
Down there. It's just the clubhouse is now
But I can't
not
have-
open after batting practice.
I can't have a heater on the field.
Oh, that'd be so
Well,
great.
here's how informal it was. We
Once.
didn't have no stinking badges around our necks back in the old Met days.
No,
They just knew who you were.
Yeah.
Your backup catcher in 77 would have been Glenn Borgman.
Well, maybe it was his glove. I don't
Ooh,
know.
how about 78?
Oh,
Joe was still covering ball in 78. Who was 78? That could have been. No, that wasn't Babe Ruth, probably.
boy, this computer is slow. I apologize. Your
Hey,
backup
I got
catcher
a
in
new one,
78
baby.
was also Glenn
I got
Borgman.
a new
Well, that was
Dell
Borgman.
that is fantastic. I don't know why I waited so long.
How much it cost you?
$800.
Yeah. I'm
For
more
what?
I'm more in the $300
She's
range.
quick though. Well, I had to get one that's a little durable for business because it's on the use all the time. So
What I missed what you got?
Dell,
Oh, okay.
that's pretty damn good.
Nice.
I like the keyboard on that one. So.
When you said Adele, I was thinking the singer.
Oh no, that.
Why do you like the keyboard? It still is not where it's supposed to be. I want the keyboard pulled forward.
I like the amount of pressure that's required to make the
To
key
make the
go
clicking
down.
sound?
I don't like it when you just
I've got
rub
a-
your fingers near it and starts
Right.
typing.
This is an HP, and that's exactly what happens. You cannot type on this piece of crap. It's not made for typing. It's awful.
It's too Well, anyway.
Too sensitive.
Yeah, because I had to turn my strib one over to them to get something fixed, and they said this one's too old. You can't use it anymore. It was one of theirs, so I had to go buy my own.
Reminds me of the time in the late 90s when I brought my skates in to be sharpened. I hadn't been on them for a while, and I brought them to the counter, and the guy goes, "Hey," he's shouting to the back room, "Hey, Bert, come on here, check these things out." They started mocking me because my skates
You had
were
the
so
long blades.
old.
Were the toes of your skates a different color than the rest of the skates?
And just to show him, I went and bought a brand new pair elsewhere.
Oh, yeah. Where'd
He's
you get
in.
them sharpened? St. Germain's?
He's in, ladies and gentlemen.
Richfield.
Fernando is in.
Yeah,
Go get him.
Top of the ninth.
Time to have a cigarette, everybody. 2-pack Rodney is in the game.
You're suggesting he's takes his time.
Oh, well, no. It's usually there's at least a couple of base runners.
You're reminding me, Pat. I got to repost the photo of Joe with that tilted.
There's
brim.
one base runner.
See, there's
cap.
a base runner. That's the way it's supposed
Oh,
to be.
my, look at the time.
Sports Talk will return shortly, and now thanks to our good friends in Owatonna, Minnesota at Federated Insurance, where it's their business to protect your business, and nobody does that better than Federated. It's Bruce Vail from the Wall Street Journal and Your Money Now.
Kind of a down day in the market today. We had some strong gains Tuesday, and the market followed that up with declines today, in part due to some new geopolitical concerns. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 218 points, closing at 24,189. The Nasdaq Composite fell 25 points, and the S&P 500 lost 14. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg faced a second, more combative congressional committee today. Lawmakers criticized the company's privacy practices and ramped up calls for regulating internet firms' use of personal data. Zuckerberg told lawmakers he thinks it's inevitable that there will need to be be some regulation of his industry, but he also reiterated the fact that people can always close their accounts, sort of a reminder that Facebook is an optional service that people don't have to use. Pretty soon your Apple Watch may be able to assess your golf swing. Apple has filed a patent that seeks to use advanced sensors on a newly designed Apple Watch band to evaluate sports performance when using third-party equipment like golf clubs, baseball bats, and footballs. The company is looking to build a new smart band with a number of sensors that would analyze how your wrist moves and rotates and how that information correlates with the movement of sports equipment. I'm Bruce Vail with your Money Now on 1500 ESPN.
I've got a wrist rotating joke. I'm gonna save it for another time. Thank you very much, sir. We're gonna check traffic now. This one's sponsored by Indeed, and we'll start between the downtowns, where eastbound 94 dealing with apocalyptic constipation from Riverside over to Hamlin. It's due to earlier construction at Hamlin, planned for at least 20-25 minutes between the downtowns. Westbound between far more pleasant 12 minutes. Are you hiring?
Here's John Height.
Thank you, Joe. It's partly cloudy. We're up to 47 degrees now. This update brought to you by Menards. The Twins and Astros are playing down at Target Field. Rubber game of the 3-game series. They're in the 9th inning right now. The Astros batting. Runners on first and second. The Twins lead 8-6 with 1 out.
But they led 8-1 in the 5th when Gibby went charging out to the mound.
No, you mean they led 8-1 when John Height said, "Well, they're going to win 2 or 3 of this series."
It's not my fault. Don't blame me.
No, blame Gibby.
That's right. Max
A couple of infield hits.
No, I'm going to blame John.
Max Kepler with a home run for the Twins, and Eddie Rosario had a bases-loaded triple, accounting for many of the runs.
Kepler said off Wiedersehen to that ball, didn't he? Ooh, he hit it a long time. Ways there.
He said that's a long Italian boat. Gondola.
Big sports evening for the Twin Cities, of course. The Minnesota Wild opened up their playoff run in Canada. They played the Jets up in Winnipeg in Game 1 of the best of 7. And the Timberwolves are playing at the Target Center. If they win tonight, they keep playing. They'll be in the playoffs. If they lose tonight, they will not be in the playoffs, and the Denver Nuggets.
I did not double check, but I think this is the only win or go home game they've ever played at Target Center.
In the regular season.
Except for the Game 7 versus Sacramento.
The Kings, yeah.
Such, how much does the askew baseball hat bother you right now? Is that
significantly?
Now that the bases are loaded, it
the story, him. Kenny, is he wears it like that in honor of his father.
Yeah,
who wore it like that when he was fishing.
Yeah.
So what
if the fish were on the other side of the boat?
Well, then so you want him?
I want the thing
straight.
You
want him to wear it sideways. You want to wear him to the left once in a while and to the right the other.
What, the old man? No wonder they were poor. The old man sat in the same spot, never turned his head, and didn't catch anything.
Some days it was working, some days it wasn't.
If, in fact, your father wore his hat that way, would you wear yours that way in tribute?
Nope.
Well, we just gave him 2 runs here, ladies and gentlemen. Just gave him 2 runs. It wasn't Rodney's fault. Who is that? Eddie Escobar throws it past him?
It's either him or Adrianza.
I believe they only got 1, didn't they?
I think they only got 1.
No, they got 2.
They got 2.
They got 2. Yeah.
Hell, I told you this game will cut into the hockey and basketball playoffs.
Doge threw it by him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I might have to repost that photo we have of Joe wearing the Fernando Rodney style baseball cap in honor of this ball game.
8-8, 2 outs, man on second. Air caused the.
Does it bother anybody else here? The side way.
It bugged me more before I knew the reason why.
Matthew?
But the reason's BS.
I don't think it is.
I don't like that. Put your cap on straight.
There was a point in my life where if something like that would bother Such, it would fill me with joy and glee. But I'm on Team Joe on this
Growing
one.
up, huh?
I've just turned that thing straight. You're driving me crazy.
And back to baseball, the catcher can't back up first on that one either because you got to cover
the plate.
Yep.
That's the way life goes.
You guys all sound like you're 90.
Yeah, I know, and I can't help it.
You're just trying to deflect from the fact that you brought it up that they were going to win when they were up 8-1 in the
I am
fourth
kind
inning.
of, yeah.
Well, that's
They still could, yeah. News notes from today.
Well, think about it. The guy every day when he left the dock Had to space the same way every day.
I know.
But what if there was about 5 boats about a mile that way, and you're all jumping up and
He
down?
always went south, Joe. He always went south.
What about coming home? Wouldn't he flip it around the other way?
Fish on the way home.
Yeah, but you got to keep the sun out of your eyes. You came home in the dark?
You turn around and haul ass.
Yeah.
News notes from
So what
today.
does he do if he's pitching and the sun is directly at him and he actually needs the bill of that hat?
He wears it sideways.
Okay.
I think the hat is structured that way, isn't it? It's not like.
Well, he's got his own line.
Purpose built?
Yes.
Wait, you mean the one on Joe's head that I'm about to post? Oh.
News notes from today. A Burnsville high school student has started an online petition to save campus supervisors. The supervisors are adults who roam the hallways serving as spotters while also building relationships with students. Student Trevor Dostal started the Change.org petition. So far, he's got 600 signatures in 5 days.
Where are we doing this?
Burnsville High School.
Oh, okay.
Dostal says those signatures come from current and former students, parents, and teachers. The petition states level 3 educational assistants known to students as campus supervisors are an important component to maintaining an orderly learning
Was
environment.
Burnsville trying to cut payroll out there? Or
Yes,
what?
correct.
Okay,
That's correct.
It's a funding problem, huh?
President Trump's morning declaration that nice, new, and smart missiles would soon be fired toward Syria
He went out and shined them up.
apparently caught most of his aides off guard and came before an agreement had been reached between key U.S. allies, according to U.S. and Western officials today.
And there's some people out there who have found all these video of him saying during the campaign, I'm not going to give away what we're going to do militarily like Obama did. And then he's on there saying, we're going to get them.
A decision on how to respond to the weekend's chemical attack in Syria had not yet been made when the president issued his tweet, according to people familiar with knowledge of the discussions. Afterward, top military officials were at the White House this afternoon to talk about options. Defense Secretary James Mattis and General Joseph Dunford, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, were seen entering the White House shortly after 1 o'clock Eastern, stayed for about 2 hours. The president has been presented with military options for a response and has had several briefings with top commanders, according to officials.
I agree with somebody who shall go unnamed that if what is required to get attention away from what Mueller's doing is nuclear war, Donald will go for it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's good news, huh?
So we got that going for us.
Which is nice.
Yep.
Mexico's most popular holiday hotspot has become overrun with drug gangs as violence in the tourist party town escalates to unprecedented levels. In Cancun, in the last 36 hours, 14 murders.
I ain't going back
I'm
there.
not going again.
Wow.
The highest ever in the country's recorded history. Latest violence saw 14 people killed and at least 5 others left with gunshot wounds in 6 separate instances.
Are they
in
shooting
Cancun.
each other, or are they just shooting anybody who happens to be in the neighborhood?
I think they're shooting mostly each other. But if you're in the way, I don't think they're
the bullets do
care.
not discriminate.
More than 100 people have been killed in Cancun since the beginning of 2018 as Mexico's cartels continue to spread fear throughout that country.
I think it's a lot of Yankees going down there wanting cocaine is probably the problem, huh?
Mitzi Shore has
I didn't
died.
like the food.
Here's your.
Like the food.
There's a
Hey,
little
it's Joe Rodney. There's Joe Rodney on Reavers' Twitter page.
It's a good look.
What's your Twitter handle?
At Chris Reavers.
At Chris Reavers.
Suchi boy. You should fire these two. Seriously. Oh, my word.
I've tried.
Mitzi Shore has
They're
died.
under
at the,
daily threats.
It doesn't seem to
It's
work,
not
though.
working.
Yeah. Mitzi
Look at him all eager to get that save with his hat tilted sideways. Kenny, come on.
You're fired.
Mitzi Shore has died at the age of 87. Shore, regarded as the godmother of comedy in Los Angeles, ran the Comedy Store.
Yeah, the store.
One of the most important showcases for stand-up in the country, died after battling Parkinson's disease, according to a statement from the Comedy Store. She was 87. Back in the 1970s, David Letterman babysat her children. Jay Leno slept on the back stairs of her Sunset Strip club, and Jim Carrey tended the door. Mitzi Shore was, as Letterman once said, the den mother of some berserk Cub Scout pack. She ran the Comedy Store during a period often called the heyday of stand-up comedy. Shore had been in hospice care for some time. Her son, Pauly Shore, had been helping care for her and tweeting updates about her final.
She's an
Pauly Shore, as in Pauly Shore?
That's correct.
She was an autocrat, too, right? Dictator of the first magnitude. There's a TV series, I'm Dying Up Here, that was out last year that Melissa Leo was basically playing her.
Does that mean she was from Thunder Bay?
No,
who am I thinking of?
Los Angeles.
Yeah.
No, who was Letterman's band leader?
Paul Schaefer.
Oh, I'm thinking of Paul Schaefer.
Pauly Shore was
thinking of never
completely different.
Pauly Shore's a bad actor.
Pauly Shore was a non-funny comedy
He was the
actor.
hey buddy.
At what age do you go from being Pauly to just Paul?
How tight is that hat on your head, Joe?
Pretty tight.
Paul Shore.
I kept thinking it was Pauly Schaefer.
No. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg.
Not even close enough.
It really isn't. No. Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg today told lawmakers he was among the 87 million or so Facebook users whose data was improperly shared with Cambridge Analytica, the political consultancy.
So we should feel sorry for him.
But, he pushed back on Congress members' suggestions that users do not have enough control of their data on Facebook in the wake of this privacy scandal. He said there is control every time that someone chooses to share something on Facebook. It's not buried in the settings somewhere, but right there. Zuckerberg facing more questions and concerns from members of Congress about what it was doing to give users more flexibility to opt into sharing their personal data with Facebook or third parties.
They're having fun. Both sides of the aisle have finally united on something.
Yes, they have.
Killing Zuckerberg.
Joe.
The average person around the world spent nearly 3 hours a day in front of the television last year, according to a new report. Eurodata TV Worldwide said the television viewing was holding up despite more and more people watching online platforms. Americans and Canadians are the biggest TV watchers, watching 4 hours and 3 minutes on average each day. European viewers came in next, watching 3 hours and 49 minutes a day in 2017, just ahead of Russia and Brazil, according to the data recovered from 95 different countries.
My kid has taught me a new trick, and now I'm fully addicted. You've got the laptop going in your lap. You're watching a movie on your laptop. You've got the TV going, and then you've got the phone in your hand, and you're checking Twitter and everything else. So you got three things going at once. It's delightful. It's a great way to not talk to your family.
Wow.
How do you pay attention to what's going on in the movie and the TV show?
Yeah, you just kind of scan all through.
All right.
Oh,
Well, the German just won the ball game
Right.
for the
Now,
boys.
let's see if the idiots are stupid enough to drown him in Gatorade when it's 20 below.
Oh, they will. You know they will. Max Kepler, by the way, with a home run in the bottom of the ninth. The Twins win.
Don't put any. They
9-8.
already did it. Look at these idiots. I'd fine them $100 million.
George Allen, we're going to have a death, just like George
That's
Allen.
what killed him.
They better make sure he touched the plate, by the way, because I don't think he did.
I didn't see. I'm not sure. Twins win.
Twins win.
You think the umpires are going to say he
Crack
did?
me up.
A Northern Michigan resident had
100 million seems
That's
high.
something you got to rely on a Kraut to win this thing.
He hit 2 today.
Yeah.
You pick the weirdest things to get upset about. It's just so awesome.
Well, I'm very upset that they would pour water on him in this temperature.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's like 53.
It's like
isn't
taking
it?
the ice bucket challenge.
Who's the dummy that did it?
Look at who's the moron?
Who's number 20?
That's Eddie Rosario.
Okay, Eddie, I wish you'd fall head first into the bucket. So just your feet were sticking out of it.
Yeah. Like the Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
You sound like me, man. You better go on vacation, dude.
he is.
You know, they could have been playing till 8 tonight if they hadn't hit that home run.
You, I mean this only as a compliment, Joe. You do have some of the weirdest thought processes of anybody I've ever
That's
met.
okay. Yesterday, my daily complaint was about, or was it the day before, was about the rotation of the Earth around the sun.
I am mad at the sun.
I want more balance. I don't want us to be cold. Why do we have to freeze in April when down south they're having nice weather?
You mean to tell me it didn't occur to any of you guys to wonder if they would throw ice water
I
out?
didn't think
Of course
anything about
not.
it. No, didn't occur to me.
Speaking of that, Royce, see, this morning, driving in at 5 a.m. in the dark, the moon is coming up in the east as a little sliver. What the hell is that all about? Does that happen a lot? The moon rising in the east as a sliver 45 minutes before the sun comes
Well,
up.
that's all your longitude.
I don't know, but I was up at that. I was up at that time this morning.
Going
and
pee.
And the horny Cardinals were out whistling like crazy, man. They were looking for some dates early this morning.
You know, I don't want to out Patrick again, but Joe, I'm not going to take offense to your tirade because it was just a couple of days ago that Patrick got into an argument on Twitter about ketchup.
Well, my problem with ketchup
never argued
is
about ketchup.
it always tries to go places where it doesn't belong.
Well, is that because of the new squirt bottle?
Kenny, he tweeted out, bleep you, ketchup.
Well, we got a little beige rug upstairs, and now it looks like there was an axe murder in it.
OJ looks like the OJ scene.
It was on a weekend.
It looks like the Menendez
Why does it
brothers
go where it's
were-
not supposed to?
It looks like the Menendez brothers were welcoming mom and dad home.
That's a good one, but only you and I get it. Why does it go askew? What's wrong?
All over my
too much
shirt.
on.
Yeah, I don't know. It came out. I had it in there perfectly, and it came out.
Went
that
sideways
way.
on you?
Went out there like Fernando's hat.
You gave ketchup, all of ketchup, a public bleep you.
I thought,
Man, I'm done with it.
did he give it up? Did he start drinking again? I'm looking at the tweet.
What did you have it on?
A dog with but you put a little
Dog.
You put the cheese on the bottom, and
Sure.
then you put the
I like
dog
a
on
cheese
top.
dog, yeah.
And then I put the ketchup underneath the dog.
Okay.
And
That was your
then you
problem
put
right
the
there.
onions on the top.
It didn't resist the initial
And then it goes
squeeze. Yeah.
An open letter to ketchup. Dear ketchup, why do you not do what I'm thinking you should do? Why are you on the beige
Where are you
throw
going?
rug?
Why don't you stay right there?
Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, ketchup is supposed to
bleep
behave.
you. Did you feel better after that, too? It kind of gave you a little release.
I don't know. I think I was bored.
Oh, my God, I did. I can tell you that.
A northern Michigan resident had an unwanted encounter with a spider earlier this month. So what did he do?
Burn the house down.
No, he called the police.
Okay.
According to the Everett, Michigan Police Department, officers were dispatched to a home in the small northern Michigan city after a resident called 911 asking for help in killing a spider. Despite the caller's seriousness with the issue, the caller was quickly informed that killing a spider is not a police matter, and their calling of 911 constitutes misuse of the emergency system. According to police, the caller was informed that further misuse might lead to an arrest.
Where did the guy live?
He lived in Everett, Michigan.
Well,
That's
was it one
way
of the-
north?
Was it one of those big bastards?
Well, I don't know. It was a spider, Kenny. It's all.
Well, some of them you need a handgun
Yeah,
to
but
get rid of.
this.
They did send an officer, but by the time the officer got there, the spider was gone.
Sounds like my niece Andy. When the pool's open in the summer and she's in there swimming, and if a spider happens to fall in, she's got to get out of the pool. I said, there's a lot of places to go here.
Right.
Splash a little water on them and it'll be fine. She's got to get out of the pool.
Was it? And in Annie Hall, it was using a tennis racket when he was going to kill the spiders. Those are big spiders. In Leeds, Ontario, police are reminding folks there 911 should be reserved for emergencies after a woman called the line over the weekend because she lost all her money at the casino. Provincial police in Leeds and the Thousand Islands Township said they got the call at 5 a.m. Saturday. The woman had been gambling at the Shoreline Casino, Thousand Islands. They say the 21-year-old Quebec woman told officers she had lost all her money and she needed help getting home. Mm-hmm. Before police got to the casino, the woman called them back to say, "Never mind, somebody gave me a $20 bill and I no longer need a ride." Constable Sandra Barr said police officers confirmed the casino security that the woman was safe, did not need police help. She said it's the first time she remembers getting that kind of call from the casino. Serious case of road rage.
One time I got back from Vegas, took a cab. I was so broke, I took a cab from the airport to home. I got home at about 4 a.m, woke my roommate up, had to borrow $40 to go down and pay the cab. Yeah, I had zero money, zero.
I'm sure your roommate was thrilled with that wake up.
Grapefruit doesn't look anything like grapes.
Save that, rookie.
Oh my God, he's lost it.
Okay, moving right along.
Ketchup.
During the Masters pool I was in, one guy kept dropping in these Larry King like non-sequiturs. I think toothpicks are a great invention.
That was my ketchup thing.
Yeah, your ketchup thing would have good. My ketchup doesn't go where it's supposed to.
Why not mustard?
Larry's still alive, right?
Mustard does what it's supposed to do on the brat.
Yes,
it has one route. Has a mind of its own.
Plus, if it lands on a beige carpet, you can kind of fit it
You
in.
should have put a big beach
A
towel
little
down
club
or something.
soda will not get this out.
But the carpet tie the room together?
But with Larry King, it was always for my money, dot.
Dot. Yep. You had to have the dots between every thought.
Why don't grapefruits look like grapes?
Somebody just tweeted me because I tweeted out when it was 8 when they left them on in the 5th.
Yeah.
I said this is going to be a bad loss. So somebody says, "Take that, old man Ricey."
Hurry up.
Tweeted me. I'm going to say, "I'm sure your confidence never rated, D-head."
Yes, sir.
We're
What do
action-packed.
you got?
Steve Ashburner talks about the Wolves-Denver showdown.
It's a play-in game.
Sarah McClellan, who covers the Wild for the Star Tribune, will be with us from Winnipeg, and Buster Olney on baseball. We're action-packed.
Plus, general conversation of the day.
On the general conversation on the sports topics of the day.
There's
Yes,
Eddie
we'll
Rosario
have
getting interviewed. I'd fine him $250,000. You can't dump ice water on people in these temperatures.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't even think you should do it when it's 90, but I guess I'll stop worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, it's a display of camaraderie. Did anyone think when Harry Carson started this 40 years ago that it would still be going on?
1500
dumping the bucket.
ESPN is KSTP, St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's 45. The ride is.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring. After 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability, Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.
As fall fills up with activities and obligations, even a small time saver can feel like a big help. Grammarly is an all-in-one writing tool that makes clear, concise communication easier than ever, so you can finish your work earlier and head off to family dinners, social events, and fall weddings. Grammarly is free to download and works where you do, so every project gets finished quicker. Make sure your writing is free of mistakes with Grammarly's free, comprehensive writing suggestions and get an instant take on how your message comes across with the free tone detector. Let Grammarly Premium's sentence clarity rewrites help you find the perfect words on the first try. You'll be confident writing client emails, deadline-driven reports, and presentations without staying late at the office. Get more time back in your day by writing with Grammarly. Go to Grammarly.com/podcasts to sign up for a free account. Then get 20% off when you're ready to upgrade to Grammarly Premium. That's Grammarly.com/podcasts.
On November 13th, it's the dawning of a new era when the NFL debuts in Germany, live on NFL Network. Brady and the Bucks.
Touchdown Tampa Bay!
DK and the Seahawks.
Puts the ball up, making a catch!
Wake up and watch with the world. It's Sunday Morning Football. Live from Munich. Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.